for this match, we have Dylan playing Satellarknights and Matt playing Infernoids. So here I am with Oscar.
So I actually know Dylan and Matt personally. They go to our locals, and they know what each other are playing. So Dylan knows that he's playing the Infernoid matchup, so he's going to play appropriately. And let's look here. But I do know that Dylan does not know the Infernoid matchup very well. And personally, I feel like the matchup is not that great for Satellars because Infernoids pretty much have an infinite amount of DD Crows, so Deneb is pretty much never going to be summoned from Altair. So the strongest combo in the Satellar arsenal is not going to be useful at all.
So Matt's going first in this game. If he opens with a reasoning, this is going to suck for Dylan because there's nothing happening. Oh, but he actually just passes his turn. Maybe
pretty good for the Satellar player.
Maybe he's your brick.
That's a great sign for him.
I can see in Dylan's hand, he has a Rhoda, and he has a Deneb and an Alpha. That's all I can get from this angle here.
Right.
Oh, checking his extra deck right away.
So he's probably going to look to go into something like Diamond turn 1 or the Bujin card.
So why would he go into Diamond here?
Well, the banishing from the grave, so he can't mill from Reasoning or the Lightsworn cards, is really good. The only really scary cards in the Infernoid deck is Reasoning and the Lightsworn cards, because if he mills a giant grave, he'll have access to pretty much everything.
Yeah, that would suck. So here, Dylan's playing Deneb and Rhoda, I think. No, Rhoda first, and then into Deneb.
Yeah.
Just trying to save some time.
Yeah, so he's going to show his opponent
the Vega.
The Vega, and then the
Deneb will now search. The card he's going to go for is
Altair. He's going to save time and just show him both.
Well, now that we know there's two monsters, he's going to swing for 12 with the Vega, and then 15 with the Deneb. So overlays them for two guys. Probably a Tellarknight, Ptolemaeus. Oh, into Diamond right away.
Yeah, just goes right into Diamond right away. Hoping he doesn't draw any of those mill cards and makes them useless.
Well, this does block the Reasoning.
So that's 4 back. That's an amazing opening for the Satellar player.
Wow.
It's pretty much the dream at the moment for him. There's nothing else he would want.
But if you think about it, if Satellarknights play Fiendish Chains, they're really not that... Well, I guess they're pretty useful during your opponent's turn. Because they can't use the small guys to banish. But if he uses a big guy... Yeah,
basically the monster he has right now, he's going to have to protect it until the game is over. It's really hard for him to recycle the loop, because that Altair is not going to get anything. It's basically a 1700 vanilla at this point. So, let's see how Matt tries to break the 4 back row and Diamond. If he has a handful of Infernoids, he might actually be able to do it pretty easily.
Starting with the first one, he's banishing one Inferno monster to get out a Prometheus. Prometheus is the new guy, level 1, that can send one of the set cards back into the deck, and nothing can be activated in response to that.
So it's a very good card. It looks like he's going to return the far left card. And there's really no response he can give, so he instantly shuffles it.
It's good. It's good.
Now, one thing to know here is that Diamond is only really useful against dark monster effects. So the fact that Infernoids, which is pretty contradicting, are all fire, makes Diamond not exactly the greatest card to go into, but still a pretty decent card.
Yeah, it's pretty much an engine blocker at this point.
It's not as free as if it was against Shuttles.
Yeah, it's an instant win. Well, another card goes down. This is Antra.
So Antra can bounce a monster.
Yeah, so and he has 2,000 defense and 0 attack.
Yeah. So what I guess Matt is worried about is Alpha right now. He really needs that Antra to go through.
That's gonna be quite scary, as Antra does out Diamond at this point.
Yeah. So Dylan reads Antra to make sure he understands the effect.
Oh no.
So Dylan asks if Matt wants to activate the Antra, and Matt says no. He's going to activate Void Seer first, and this is actually an amazing play by Matt. He's reading the Alpha, so if he activates Void Seer right now, Alpha won't affect it, so he can use that Antra and bounce the Diamond without any fear of Alpha.
This is a free -1 for Dylan there.
Yeah, but he'll pretty much be guaranteed to remove the Antra. So let's see how Dylan responds to this.
You mean, yeah, the Diamond. So it's spinning it back, but that does send all the materials into the graveyard. So Deneb, Vega, and the Ptolemaeus.
Oh, so Diamond actually gets to be spinned, and that was actually a very good preemptive play by Matt.
But those cards did go to the graveyard, and there is an Altair in Dylan's hand.
Yeah, but he actually has 2 DD Crows on the board right now, so he passes to Dylan. Let's see how Dylan manages to go through this.
If there is an alpha, there are options.
If he summons the Altair, I would probably not even get the Neb because it's not worth it.
Yeah, if it gets banished,
but he
then
might actually still have an alpha in the back row to be used.
if he can get the monster that's in the graveyard out onto the field, that will mean Dylan is still in the game. He can still make more combos and not lose out on cards just because of the monsters on the field.
So he's targeting Ptolemaeus.
It gets banished.
It gets crowed right away.
Oh, here we
He
go.
just accepts it. So let's see how is he gonna do it. So
one monster
Matt
on
only has
board.
several cards in hand.
It's a 2000 defense Antra. Prometheus is the one that got attributed for the banishing of Ptolemaeus.
Right.
Banishes his card to summon a Harmodic. Harmodic effect. I think he's going for the effect.
So what's the response here by Dylan? He's reading Harmodic to confirm the effect.
Activates Alpha.
He's gonna Alpha the Harmodic away. And Matt confirms Alpha.
That play
Oh,
cannot happen.
That is
That is a miss.
that is an illegal play
That is an illegal
right there.
play.
You cannot activate Void
Alpha
Seer.
is spell speed 3. Void Seer is spell speed 2. This is now an accepted game state, regardless.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a locals, and
No
there aren't
judges.
free judges around to just watch this match. And both me and Tombox are both playing, so
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's too bad, really. But I guess Dylan has learned his mistake from here. Oh, Raiden
someone's a-
top deck.
Raiden!
It's a pretty good card to top deck. He
Getting,
really wants the
getting
mills
some mills
going.
now. Raiden does have some decent attack.
It's
Oh,
gonna
warning!
get warning. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Not bad.
I would have warning that Raiden for
Yeah,
sure.
it's way too risky to lose your cards right now.
Yeah.
You're as a Satellarknight with only 3 cards, 2 back row. 2 back row is a relatively easy number to clear off.
Yeah, Matt sets 1 in the back row too.
At this point,
So what could that be actually? That
it
could
can
be
be
another
anyone's
voice
game. Card numbers are relatively low for both
Yeah, it depends
players.
on what Dylan top decks into. He really needs to get his engine going. Ideally, it would be the Neb top deck.
The Neb top deck would be really good at
It
this
would be
point.
really amazing for him.
It might push him ahead, but
What
right now
will
that
probably
Antra,
happen is he'll probably top deck another back row. Oh, there we go.
but Antra is still like a
Oh,
big wall.
a charge.
Will he mill
The
good?
Raiden he just warning will probably come out. His brother will be back. Oh, it gets
Alpha.
Alpha.
But charge does have a cost to mill 3 cards, so the
Right.
cost of sending cards is still happening.
Oh, he mills 3 monsters off the top.
But he,
One of them being a Raiden, but that's
which is
still
okay.
very good.
He might not have any targets left anyway.
Yeah. It's actually a very, very good card.
So Dylan does get his draw from his alpha. But the 2 cards that he got, oh, they are boss monsters. So he banishes 2 to get out a...
Setasamus? Or however you pronounce that
Ah,
card. The Infernoid cards are insane, but the point is that when he battled and destroys one, he will
Banish a card.
one, but it doesn't matter, it gets
He
deprisoned.
chains, but then he chains his effect because he is one of the
Yeah.
bigger monsters, so he can banish cards in the graveyard during your turn.
Yeah, so he
Gets
banishes
the
Deneb.
Deneb. Oh, not good. And since he
see
did
here.
put his Setsumus back into the graveyard, it can come out again.
Right, so deprison is actually not very useful at this point. So Dylan, I think I see it. It's Deneb. Oh, it's
Ooh.
a very good top deck.
What is he going to add here? Altair.
Yep.
Does he have alphas? Does he have any more alphas left? I'm not too
He
sure.
should have one more, I think.
But it's not that great to add the
Yeah, I feel
Altair
like-
right now.
I feel like an Uncle High ad would probably be a little better, just because it's a little bigger. Since Altair is worthless anyways, essentially. Or he might have the 3rd alpha, which would be really nuts.
And I always wish I had 3 active alphas when I play Satellars.
That's pretty much the Satellar dream at the moment. Especially against this Inferno matchup where you really don't want your Deneb to be crowed.
So he just top decked an emptiness here.
Ooh. Also a very, very good card.
That is the
Against
one
Infernoids.
card out against the entire Infernoid deck. There's no monsters in the Infernoid deck, under the Inferno archetype, sorry, that can be normal summoned except for the level 1 in the future that we don't have.
Yeah. Well, they do play the Lightsworn engine, so he might actually have a Lila, or he could top into it.
Well, he doesn't have charge anymore, so he has to top into it now.
Right.
But they do run Galaxy Cyclones.
Yeah, and I know Matt actually has 2 Galaxy Cyclones in his deck. So it looks like he's pretty much just going to set the emptiness and pass. He could summon the Altair and make an XYZ to run it over and just set the Deneb. That's probably a very good idea.
He could bait the Antra into banishing by using the Altair, which is not bad. Honestly, it's
Does
a
he have
decent
another
play.
target in there, though?
He probably has a Vega. The Vega from the early game.
Right.
That way he can actually swing through. Because right now, that Antra is literally protecting Matt for like 2-3 turns now.
Yeah, I would probably summon the Vega and just... summon the Altair and just make an XYZ and then set the emptiness and pray that my opponent has no out. Because at this point, there's really not much you can do. And that Altair is really never going to be able to use this effect unless you clear his board.
Yeah, I think having 2 monsters is better than 1 at this point.
Yeah, so he
Dylan
passes.
goes for the greed, trying to preserve Altair to get a +1.
Okay. So if at this point you would probably want to flip emptiness in the standby phase, just because you don't really want him to summon Infernoids from the grave.
Yeah, and he does. We do know that he has the Setsumus in the graveyard right now.
But Matt is actually pretty afraid of Alpha, the 3rd Alpha.
If he does get Alpha again...
Oh, he's going to
Raigeki. Well, there's no point in Alphaing this one.
Yeah, there's really not a point.
Unless you want the draw from the Alpha.
Well, he still has the Altair in hand, so we can Alpha the DD Crow effect and then get a Deneb back.
That's if he saves it.
Yeah.
Thinking
or
about
if he
his
even
play.
has the Alpha, actually.
That's a bit of a speculation on our part. This is not looking good for Dylan right now.
Oh, he does have the 3rd Alpha.
Oh, he Alphas it and then gets a draw. I guess he wants more cards. This is the point where I would seriously flip emptiness.
Nope, he summons Raiden.
Raiden, a 3rd? Is that the 3rd Raiden?
That is.
Oh, apparently
the
he had
3rd
runs 3 Raidens.
So he's going to get a mill 4 off that.
Book of Eclipse and something else. I didn't quite get it.
I see Matt is afraid of the Necros matchup here with the Book of Eclipse main board.
Yeah, definitely
really
scary.
Really happy to see that being milled, I guess.
I don't think he wants to draw that at all.
No, that is.
There's no Jin lock in this game.
So Dylan is reading the Infernoid monsters. He should be aware of that it's an inherent summon now. So you can't chain emptiness to the Infernoids, any of the Infernoids actually. You have to activate it preemptively.
Is there any summons in the Infernoid deck that isn't inherent?
Not that I'm aware of actually. They might play, some might play...
I can't even think of one.
Yeah, actually I don't
think they do.
Reasoning would technically count because it's a special summon from the deck.
Yeah.
But it's not really a non-inherent. I feel like the entire Inferno deck would be inherent.
That's unfortunate for Dylan.
He's gonna mill end phase with. Oh, he mills 2 more Infernoids. That's
There
pretty
is
much
a boss monster.
that is
under
a
that
great
card.
mill for Matt.
So one card on top is Harmodic. Now there is Altair, Mind Crush, and
he draws into Mind Crush, but Mind Crush is actually not very useful. Again, a Necros side mainboard tech card has eaten both players in the ass.
all Altair is going through. Is Antra going to activate now? Oh, this is a really important decision. He's gonna. Oh, he's banishing.
Oh,
he's
he can
tributing.
tribute anything.
Yeah, he can tribute any
He can
monster,
tribute any monster.
so he can keep
even,
the wall.
Yeah, he can even tribute that Raiden. So Vega can't crash it. So I guess that's actually a very good idea at this point.
Not gonna.
It forces Vega to not be able to get any other cards from him.
I feel like this matchup is dependent on who has more monsters on the field.
Yeah.
If you can maintain more monsters than your opponent, you won't really
more
care about his.
back rows.
You won't really care about.
So
his banishing
so we know there's an emptiness and a mind crush. So at this point, I would really I would really play emptiness right now.
Yeah, but that Mind Crush right now is dead because there's no cards in his hand.
Yeah. Or I would even mind crush like a mystical space typhoon. Oh no, he can't play mind crush. He has no cards in hand. Yeah.
Now there's one of the back row is dead.
Emptiness right now. Looks like he's considering it. Matt confirms which cards were just recently set.
Well, there's a lot of monsters in Matt's graveyard.
It looks like he's summoning right away.
He's not afraid of the back row.
So the emptiness is pretty much worthless now.
I don't think anyone really runs Torrential at this point. Not in the current format. Not very popular.
It would not be very useful anyways, because Dylan would have to pray to top deck into a monster. So even if he Torrentialed right now and then flipped emptiness after, he would still be waiting for a top deck game.
So right now, the only scary card would be a bottomless trap hole for summon canceling. But because Warning is already gone, and there's only one copy of Bottomless, Bottoms can only stop one of his summons, so Matt can keep on summoning after the no fear of whatever that he stops.
So he's going to attack, and it's going to be a battle trap, maybe?
Setsumis is going through.
It's
Deep
Prison.
Oh,
Void Seer from the
unaffected.
That is rough.
Setsumis does have an effect.
Yeah, so when Setsumis destroys a monster by battle, it'll banish one card on the board at the end of the battle phase. Looks like he's going to target the far right face down. He hits the Mind Crush,
which is good.
It's not a very useful card for him.
It was good for Dylan that was the hit. But Void Seer is in the graveyard, so in other words, it can protect his monster once again from destruction.
So Dylan draws, and I think he dead draws, and he just passes right away.
Confirming the effect of Void Seer here.
Yeah, Void Seer actually, the graveyard effect is actually very good for Infernoids. It affects him twice.
Very, very versatile card.
It's like a 2 lances in 1, really.
Yes. Goes for the swing.
Does he have another battle trap? I don't think so.
Can he handle any more damage? I mean, Inferno monsters, they're big monsters, aren't, in terms of damage, they're really big. Mirror Force.
Oh, Mirror Force.
Dylan was nice enough to point out the Void Seer.
Yeah.
Not looking good for Dylan at all at this point.
He's going to set a card. I think it's Vega that he set, and a Call of the Haunted that he just drew into.
I just saw the top deck. It was a Lumina. Lumina gets dropped, and this...
He's going to pitch an Infernoid monster to summon Raiden, which will give him more mills and a potential level 7. And Dylan scoops.
Yeah, this is scoop
So
phase.
game 1 goes to Matt playing Infernoids.
And there's the emptiness. This game would have been so different if the alphas were used at different times, or if the emptiness was preemptively flipped to prevent those big monsters. Game 2 started, so Dylan's got his opening hand. What do you think they sided?
So Dylan has probably looked to side an Imperial and Iron Wall, which will shut down the entire Infernoid deck like right away.
It's like an emptiness.
Yeah, pretty much. But Matt is also looking to side in anti-Floodgate, so Royal Decree will probably come up, or what he's looking for anyways.
Well, Dylan's turn is a Rigel and 3 set cards. Not looking the greatest.
Yeah, he really wants that Rigel to be a Deneb.
Yeah, not a lot of recurrence, and now he's down to 5 cards versus the 6 Infernoid. Not looking too good.
Yeah, so I guess he's hoping that Matt has bricked, or he doesn't have that many Infernoids in his hand. But from what we see here, it looks like Matt actually has lots of Infernoids in his hand.
Well, banishes 1 to get out a Harmadic. Harmadic. What's happening here? Does Dylan have a response to this?
I pretty much count with the Harmadic through.
Yeah, and you can't have, you won't get any monsters back. Like Rajo might be 19, but Harmadic can pop monsters. Oh, Ring of Destruction.
Ring of Destruction. So actually, Dylan might be looking to just rush down Matt as fast as possible at this point. He really doesn't want this game to go on for very long, especially because he didn't open Deneb.
Both players take 16. That's good. Rigel being 19. This could be a very quick game. Or, you know, I could stand corrected.
Yeah, or he could have more Infernoids and just remove his board. So, yeah, it looks like that's exactly what he has.
Oh, that is a Prometheus.
Yeah. So Prometheus is going to come out. He's going to look to remove one of his back row and put Dylan down to 3 cards.
Wow, he's really getting picked apart. 3 cards. Satellarknights, not scary at all.
Nope, that last back row is pretty much nothing.
Matt still has a lot of cards. He can technically 1-for-1 trade all these cards and still
the
be
reasoning
ahead.
Comes down. That's amazing for him. It's actually pretty well played to limit the back row options before he plays his reasoning.
Yeah, you don't want to run into an emptiness.
Yeah, so Dylan will probably call something like 4 because the Lightsworn engine is the most relevant engine in Infernoids. And Matt will pray to the Infernoid gods that he mills like 20 cards from the top deck and
Insta game.
and gets a free win.
1, 2. That's a reasoning.
Oh,
it's a Raiden.
right away. Only 2 cards milled.
Well, Dylan did call the 4.
Yeah, it's not that great for Matt. Actually, a pretty unfortunate mill. I would be way below average, actually.
Oh, and he lost a reasoning along the line.
Yeah, he milled one of his reasonings too.
Oh man, what's gonna happen here? Well, both players at 3 cards.
Yeah. So it looks like Matt actually has 2 sets. So maybe one is an MST or something, or a Royal Decree, and another would probably be something like Void Seer.
Void Seer,
I'm not aware of
kind
any...
of useless right now,
Yeah,
because this monster is not a 0/0 in terms of stats.
Yeah, but I'm really not aware of any major back rows that Infernoids play.
Sets 1.
So it looks like he's changing to set 1 only.
Dylan wants
still
to
think.
shuffle his hand, but he only has 1 card. I'm glad he's not just playing with his card.
No, what I do is I would actually just pick up my grave and start shuffling it when I don't have cards to shuffle.
That's illegal. That's how you annoy your opponent.
That's exactly how I annoy my opponent. No, so it looks like he's going to set 2. No, Matt's thinking. I actually know Matt. He's a very meticulous player. He likes to think a lot in his plays.
He is very cautious.
Yeah, so he's going to set 2.
Alright. Dylan got his card. He swings into the Prometheus. Prometheus dies, obviously. There's no point in banishing anything.
Yeah, so it looks like Dylan really didn't draw that much off his top deck.
He gets another set down, though. Oh, another card goes down.
So Matt's looking at his grave. I believe he does have 1 summon. We may have top something that would be able to help him summon.
Is the card? Well, was the card that he milled?
Oh, it's Burial. Oh, he flips the face down Burial and returns his 2 Infernoids, which actually gives him, I think,
more summons. Yeah,
he should have 1 summon at least now. Might be even be 2. So it looks like he's gonna have 1 only, and he's gonna banish 2. It's gonna be Sesamus.
Man, Sesamus is getting a lot of play today. He's putting up.
Yeah,
putting work.
And if it destroys his Rigel there, he'll be able to banish too. So it's a very...
Not good for Dylan.
That is a Royal Decree.
Royal Decree has been flipped. It is shutting Dylan down really hard. With Sesamus hitting him, he is losing his back row as well.
So
looks at his back row, not looking happy right now.
Dylan draws. Yeah, at this point he really needs the Neb or...
He needs something.
Yeah, he needs something.
He offers the handshake. He scoops.
Yeah,
nothing can happen.
And he reveals double battle traps. Oh my. That is the worst against Decree.
Well, that is it for this live duel here. Sorry for like the one unfortunate illegal play in the first game. No one really mans these cameras. And I'm probably busy playing somewhere, and Oscar's busy playing somewhere, so sorry.
Yeah, but we hope you enjoyed this unique matchup between Satellars and Infernoids. And we know that we've been playing a lot of Necros videos, so we try to bring you something a little new today.
Yeah, we're trying, but look forward to our MST Open Series duels. They will be very exciting. I'm sure there's going to be lots of hype for this.
Yeah, and lots of very good competitive players playing very good decks against each other.
Yeah. So if you like this video, please give us a like.
If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe.
And make sure you leave a comment down below for any interesting plays that you might have seen in this duel. But until next time, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV.